Okay, so I'm here with Vanessa today, and we're just hanging out talking about what it's like to live a traveling lifestyle in a van. So, hi Vanessa, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing it for a year and a half.
Oh wow. So what was the inspiration for you that had you start, made you start wanting to do this?
There's a lot of reasons, I guess, but one of the biggest ones was I, kind of was doing like everything that my parents, I guess, wanted me to do. Like I went to college and started my career and got a good job and made lots of money, and then I wasn't really happy with that. So this was kind of just me kind of doing my own thing, and I really like traveling, and this was a way to be able to do that while still working on my career. Just the ability to just get up and go, I love camping, which I can't always say that I appreciated, living out in the wilderness, I guess, or like out in the boonies when I was young. But I went to the city and I realized that I've kind of come full circle and, want to be outdoors a lot more now. So this gives me the ability to just be outdoors, and, I really don't have to think about going. I just kind of go, and maybe I need groceries or whatever, and that's it.
Well, what do you mean you just go? Don't you have to plan it?
Not really. It's my house is here, so everything's kind of just here. I also go rock climbing a lot, so really the only thing I need to think about is getting groceries.
And where there's rocks to climb.
Yeah, and where there's rocks to climb.
What do you do for overnight camping? How do you find places?
It depends. Sometimes when I'm in the city, that's actually been a little easier for me because I guess I'm more used to being in the city just for work stuff. But yeah, finding places like this, which is, BLM land, which is awesome, I'm getting more used to being outdoors and stuff, so.
Okay, so do you just look for it online, places where there's BLM land?
Yeah, look for it online, looking at blogs and stuff, like Bob's blog is a really great resource for trying to figure out stuff like that. And
cheaprvliving.com?
Yeah, cheaprvliving.com. So I work for myself. I'm a freelance web developer, so I get a lot of clients in LA and San Francisco, and word of mouth, really. I've never really had to market myself, which has been nice. It's usually just meeting people, and people need websites, and so that's how I've gotten most of my work.
So you build websites from your laptop out where you're rock climbing, and people pay you.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's pretty nice to be able to work on the road.
If somebody wanted a website, could they contact you, or is your dance card full and you're not really taking anything on?
No, I'm definitely open to taking more clients. So, and I love helping people. One of the things that's great about what I do now is that, I can help other people get started with the tech stuff that they're not really used to, doing or whatever, and they need somebody to help them set it up, but they want it to be self-sustaining and, be able to update their own sites and all of that stuff. So I love setting it up and then helping them, learn how to, be self-sustaining with their own website, which is fun.
Yeah, that sounds good. You're empowering people.
Yeah, because it's, it's not always easy with websites, and not everybody has that same skill set. So I like to at least, get them to a point where they understand it and, are able to work on it themselves. Yeah, so my website is, it's Vanessa, VANESSA -LYN, and then my email is me@vanessa-lynn.com.
Okay, cool. Do you mind showing us your van?
Sure, yeah.
So how did you get this?
Okay, so I was up in Redding, and I got it. It's an old news van, and I got it for $1,000 actually.
Outstanding.
But it was just like a metal box. They even cut all the wiring to everything. So as I'm living in it, I have been adding to it and building it up. So it's still a work in progress.
Gotcha. So you mind if I come in and?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I see you got the Big Buddy heater.
Yeah, that's been very helpful out here.
You've got a huge bed back there.
Yeah, so a friend of mine helped me. Most of the stuff I've done on my own, with the exception of the bed. My friend helped me do the bed, like just weld it and stuff. But I learned how to do like the insulation.
What is this on the roof?
It's Mylar with it's 2 pieces of Mylar with like some felt padding, jute padding.
It looks like that really holds in the heat.
Oh yeah, it's been really good. It took me, that was like the first thing that I was really doing on the van, and it took me a long time to decide what I wanted to do. But it's worked.
And it keeps you cool in the summer too, probably, I would imagine.
Yeah, no, it's been great. Like, especially, in the hot summers in LA, it's been nice.
And see, I see you've got these plastic bins.
Lots of plastic bins right now.
And it works out for you, though. You're organized, and maybe if somebody's watching this and they don't have construction skills and they think that they have to make it look like a sports mobile or a road trek, here you are, $1,000 in on the van.
Yeah.
You go out and get some plastic bins from a big box store or whatever.
Yeah, and I mean, it works. You know, it's been working like the way it is, but every now and then I'll add to it. You know, like the floors was really fun to do, because I've never done anything like that before, so it's kind of cool
So
to.
you have a wood floor.
Yeah, wood floors, even though they're kind of falling apart, but you know, it was my first time doing it, so I don't mind. But yeah, like eventually I'll like to build out like the little kitchen area over here, but bins have been working though. Bins have been nice.
What would you say to somebody that is young and they want to try this lifestyle, but they don't know if they're going to be able to sustain themselves financially? They're afraid their van's going to break down. Mm-hmm. You know, what would you say to them?
I would say that, you know, like I had a lot of fears about switching to this lifestyle, and since I've done it, I've just had no regrets. You know, like there's, you know, obviously like there's always going to be work to be done on the van, or you know, it's definitely a different kind of lifestyle that you have to get used to, but you know, just kind of go out and do it. And I mean, we're in such a technological age right now where you can work remotely. You know, there's plenty of jobs where you can get, you know, I work for myself, but there's like plenty of jobs where you can do, you know, if you are more comfortable with the salary, there's plenty of jobs where you can go and like, you know, work from home.
From your laptop, from your van, from home? You
Yeah.
mean that?
Yeah, just
what would be
from
something
anywhere.
they would put in? What would they put into the search engine to have stuff like that come up?
One of the guys that I follow, I'm trying to think of his name actually. But he has this, I think he has a website called digitalnomads.com. I might have to look that up.
Okay.
Just to be sure that that's what it is. But he has a lot of resources for like, you know, working in the technological, you know, field. And, you know, he's kind of creating like a lot of new websites where you can find, you know, like jobs, like remote jobs. I think Remotely is one of them.
Okay.
I might have to give you like a list or something.
That's
after.
okay. But basically what you're saying is you're a younger person, and we now live in a digital age where you can have locational independence from your job. Years ago you had to be at your job physically to draw a paycheck, but nowadays you can do it from anywhere.
Yeah.
And you're living proof of it. You just went to college and learned how to do some stuff, and now you're out doing this and you're having the time of your life. Are you gonna stay? We're here now in Arizona. Are you from Arizona?
No, I'm from New Mexico originally, but I lived in LA for like 8 years, and then like a year up in San Francisco. So I've kind of been like, I'm from a small town, but I lived in the big city, and now this is what I want to do.
So are you going to stay in the United States, or are you open to other types of travel outside of the States?
Yeah, I'm pretty open to it. I've mainly stayed in the States just with my first year and a half of it, but you know, it's a new year, so we'll see what happens.
Very cool. I really want to show the outside of your van, so let's take a look.
Okay. Should I close this up?
You can do whatever you want. I just want to show the top of it.
Okay, cool.
I want to come around where the sun's better. You have a surfboard.
I do. It's a paddleboard.
Can I climb on that ladder?
Yeah,
Is that
of
okay?
course. Be my guest. This is my little patio up here.
Oh wow, you've got wood up here.
Yeah, it needs to be replaced, but
Looks
it
pretty
works.
good.
Yeah, it was one of the perks of it being an old news van. You know, it already came with the rack and everything, which is pretty cool.
So because you carry a surfboard, you go surfing.
Yeah, well,
Is it a paddleboard?
Yeah, I go paddleboarding on it.
Where's the last place that you were paddleboarding?
Whiskeytown Lake, up near Reading, actually, which is funny. But yeah, Whiskeytown Lake was where I took it last.
Have you ever taken it to Lake Havasu?
No, I've stopped through Lake Havasu, but I didn't have time to take off the board. But I do want to, because it's not that far.
Yeah,
so.
they're having a balloon festival this weekend. Like right now, they're having a balloon festival.
Oh wow.
75 miles from here.
That sounds like a good plan for after this, because I've been missing like taking this on the water. So it's been, you know, because it's the winter time and I went to New Mexico, so there's not really like a lot of water over there. But yeah, Lake Havasu would be nice.
Well, thank you for the tour, and thank you for being so open about sharing how you are able to sustain yourself in this lifestyle. Any last words?
I mean, just for any young people who are thinking about doing it, or, you know, like have thought about traveling and being on the road, just kind of do it, you know, just jump in and see what happens, because you're not gonna get anywhere just like sitting around, you know, not trying anything. So if it's something that you have an idea for, then just see what happens and just do it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Vanessa, for spending a few minutes and sharing your story.
Of course, yeah. Thanks for being here and checking out my rig. And that's cool.
All right. See ya.